All right, what do we have next? No way. I don't know what this is. This guy almost killed me right now. This guy, I just sliced it open and this guy put a book over here to cover it, I guess. And I sliced it over here just now. Oh my God. Look at all these comic books that I just bought from eBay. We're gonna go and open all these boxes right now. Okay, here we are again with another episode of Unboxing Comic Books. As you know, I usually buy all my stuff on eBay. There were times when I was a young buck and I used to buy lots off of stuff that I found in the wild, but I exhausted that lifestyle just because, well, I'm married, got a family, and I don't have time. So I have plenty of time, well, not plenty, but whenever I do find the time to sit down on the couch and scroll through listings that I see on eBay and pick the ones that I like. I prefer that kind of purchasing method best right now. That suits my lifestyle. And as you'll see, I think you'll agree that you can find some pretty good deals on eBay as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Drum roll. All right. What do we have over here? Aha! Usagi Yojimbo #1. This was described as very fine on the listing. It looked a little better than very fine to me. I usually dry clean all my books and press them. So if I see books that are described as what the listing suggested it was, knowing that I could tweak them up a little bit gets me more confident with purchasing what I'm getting. So this was, I think, was described as very fine first print. It definitely does look like very fine in its current state, because you can see there's some indentations over here. Where am I? Like right over here. And there's some spine stress lines that could probably most likely be pressed, because most of them are not color breaking, at least not in the front and not in the back cover as well. So this looks like a clean copy. It certainly lives to expectations. And just confirming, this is a first print. Yep. It's not notated, so that means it's a first print. Correct. So seller did good on that one. I purchased one more comic from him. So this one came out as expected. How much did I pay for that? $60.46. That's out the door with taxes and with shipping. Yeah, it was described as very fine. So good score. These I think are going for approximately anywhere from 150 to and up. 150 bucks for very fine copies and up, depending on condition. I mean, like the way that I'm seeing this will obviously, I'll be able to press this to at least a 9.0. Okay, next one. Okay, great. So #2 on the list is a few Golden Age Susie books and some Golden Age Archie books that a seller has started to list roughly a couple of weeks ago. And I've noticed that just looking at the pictures, I could tell two things. He or she weren't quite versed with the art of grading and assessing a condition. So kudos to the seller for actually providing a lot of pictures and answering questions when I had them. And I have plenty of questions before I purchase items. I usually don't just like bid on stuff or purchase items that I'm not sure what they will grade at or what their condition is. So I'm quite inquisitive with my purchases. So let me just pop this up. I bought a few from him or her. This won't go out. And I selected the ones that I liked the conditions of the most. And I'm gonna share them with you right now. So here's one that wasn't actually bagged, but you could see, yeah, this is Laugh number 49. And yeah, you could see that this is in pretty great shape. There's some foxing as to be expected in the edges. Interior, of course, is very, very is not white. Call it like that. But overall, yeah, you could see there's some extended foxing over here in the corner and the edge. I'm not one that usually tempers with book as far as discoloration, but I'm definitely going to give it some TLC, press it, and dry clean the sides and see if I could get some of that gunk out. I do have my trusty little cleaner over here, and I'm pretty sure that I can work some miracles out of this book and get it to probably get to be a 5, between a 5 and a 6.0. And for the price that I paid for this, $39.69. So $40 for this, for a 5.0, 6.0 Archie Golden Age comic is, I'm happy. Very, very happy. And here's a Wilbur, number 39. Wow. Looks to be at the same condition. I mean, like, this is, it's a flat. There's a bit of a crease over here, but it's definitely not something that you will pick up unless you zoom in. But that's excellent. That still is, again, within the 5.0, between 5 and 6.0, depending on who's grading, right? But as long as these are complete, and as long as these don't have any cutouts or any dirt or writing or anything horrendous, I love these. And here's another one, Susie, number 84. Wow, look at this beauty. Wow. Love this. Oh my God. 1951. These are around like 1951. All of them, I assume. Look at these like beautiful stories, beautiful art, presented very nicely over here in this book. And again, back cover, beautiful. This one again, Susie, where are you? Here's Wilbur. Okay, so Wilbur, I paid $39.69, and then Susie, 84, which is this one, was $50.39. Very, very happy with these. And then last one is this guy, or gal, I should say, Susie, 91. And again, pretty much the same condition. Look at this, beautiful, just gorgeous book. They're very rare to come, and this one's actually really nice and clean. There's no foxing at all. Of course, some yellowing, some tanning of the exterior cover, but everything is complete. The spine is beautiful, just excellent. This one will gray hide. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised after I clean it. I don't even think I'm gonna have to press this. Probably just lightly with the tack and iron. We'll probably get a 7 or a 7.5 on this. So I'm happy with this purchase, and I'll share the name of the seller. And he has a great selection of books over there. There's still more stuff that you can grab. And again, if you're like me, just follow those sellers. Whenever you find a good deal, just save them as your favorites and just wait for them to list comic books. What I found is a lot of sellers, what they do is they will, as soon as they sell, it will send you a little note. If you do approach them first and tell them, hey, listen, I like your selection, I bought some books, and they will let you know before they list stuff, or they will just even send you a list sometimes and tell you, hey, this is what I have going on in my store this week or today or whatever the case may be. All right, what do we have over here? Is it a slab? Let's find out. It looks like a slab. All right, finally, we got her out. And this is Justice Machine Annual #1, which is the first appearance of Elementals. And I was really big, still am, very big into indie comic books from the 80s, the black and white boom, and everything that happened at that era. And I have a few of these Justice Machine Annual #1. I have probably like 5 or 6 copies, and they're all near mint. I've never graded them. This guy has listed them. He has listed them for, I think he started listing it for $300, and then he went down to $200, and then like I remember I sent him an offer for $150, and he didn't even reply. But I understand. I mean, and then I kept on watching it, and he kept on dropping the price until he got to 100. Was it 110? Yeah, 110 plus shipping. So it came out to be $134. And at that point, I did not want to think twice, and I just went ahead and purchased it. Really, really happy with this. Again, this is just a personal favorite of mine. It does have a cult following. I mean, like, again, like during the 80s, this was like a key, like a real, very important, very significant book, and there's still, it still has following today. So I'm really happy with this purchase. I didn't want to take a chance with anybody else buying this. I think there were like probably like a dozen watchers on this listing by the time that it dropped to 110. I was like, that's it, I'm in. So really happy with this. Yeah, I ordered from this seller, which I'm going to share his name right now, FRUITCKE 13. And they had a pretty good selection of complete runs of books that are not really old, but this is like a run of Batman, Superman that I paid $26.75, so $27. And it has a couple of books that are obviously of interest over here. They're all bagged and bordered, so it's nice. Of course, the Batman Who Laughs comes to mind. So it has this book in there. It has Hellraiser, I'm sorry. And of course, I think this will be the first appearance of Batman Who Laughs. It does look to be near mint. I'll have to pop her open and to see. But like I said, I've been following this seller for a while, and I bought a whole run of Batman New 52 set from him, and another couple of runs. He actually recently just listed a run of Amazing Spider-Man from 600 to 650, which include all the big keys, JSC Black Cat covers and whatnot. I missed that one. Somebody got it for $50, but I did get a few sweetheart of deals from him, and this is another one of them. So really, really happy with this purchase over here. And I think I have another batch of books over here in this slot that I purchased from that seller. So I'm gonna have to inspect this. Most likely, if this one comes back a 9.8, then I'll be really, really happy. Although I'm still happy anyways for the price that I got the whole set. But I'm pretty sure that we can get this to work. Great packing, even better comic book. Look at this. One of the first races, if not the first race, Superman versus Flash, and Superman 199. Let's see what condition is this book in. It seemed like it's at least very fine when I picked it up, when I saw it listed. I think it was either, wow, look at this. Front cover, A. Definitely beauty that needs to be pressed. Nice Nice gloss on this cover. There's a little bit of a tan, a little bit of a sun shadow over here. I don't know if you could see. But other than that, the exterior looks great. The interior is just as good, just as nice. This book will likely grade either an 8 or an 8.5 in its current state without being pressed. With being pressed in its current state, it's probably a 7.75. So this one has, again, lived to expectations. What did I pay? Yep, $61.53. So yeah, another great win over here with this guy. I'm not too sure what 7580 are going for, but I'm gonna aim to press it and get it to be either between 8 and 8.5, and I'm a happy camper. All right, this is fun. So far, I'm happy with all my acquisitions. They all are spot on, exactly what I thought that they would look like when I saw them in the pictures. So no surprises yet. And here's the next one. Okay, what do we have over here? This is Black Hawk number 102. Let me just confirm if it's 102. It is Black Hawk number 102. I got to be careful because this book is very fragile. You can see it's brittle. I know for a fact that this has some flaws, but it looks really, really nice. It's really solid, and what really sold me on this book was the fact that it was a file copy. And if you could see over here, it does read that it was a file copy. I always wonder who this book was. If I'm not mistaken, file copies were given to people that were in the industry at the time. So this had to be going to one of the probably head honchos at Quality. And wow, look at this. Oh, it even says the name over here, McGill. I'm very careful with not opening it because it's, like I said, it's very brittle. I expected it to be, but it's a beautiful copy. I don't recall seeing, I thought that I saw that there was like a tear over here. It looks like there's a tear in here, yep, but it's like so faint, and I wouldn't try and temper with this. Otherwise, it's glossy, it's flat, it's a beautiful copy, and just the fact, to own a piece of history is the reason why I purchased this. Yep, there's a tear right there, smack in the center. So I'm not too sure how this will be graded, but I'm really, really happy with owning this copy. Beautiful, looks really, really nice. I wonder if this will come back as qualified, because it looks like it's well preserved, but it does have a flaw with that tear. But we'll see. However, very, very happy with this purchase. Yeah, I paid $23.54, and I'm happy as happy could be. Black Hawk 102. All right, so this seller, you will see that I bought a lot of stuff from that seller. I spent about $700 from this seller because it looked like they had an inventory clear out of some 90s books, and some of them are priced to move, boy. I mean, like very, very cheap, and this is one of them. I bought a few copies of this complete Frank Miller Dark Knight, which has the Dark Knight series in it. And I remember when this book came out in the 80s or early 90s, and it was priced at $30. And this is quite a sought after item by Frank Miller collectors, including myself. So I have my own copy, which I'm happy to own. But when I saw these, The seller has still in his or her store, they have a few copies left. I bought 4 copies of this and paid altogether $97 and 52 cents. Now these, you can actually, this is a, I don't know if you guys sell on Amazon, but you will get 80 bucks for this book any day of the week on Amazon. Matter of fact, I've listed a few before, as soon as I ordered it, and I already sold one on Amazon, and it's ready to be shipped. So these are great, and I have a couple more over there because I ordered 4 of them. And there's a bunch of other books that I ordered from the seller, and I'll share them with you right now. And they're all at like bargain prices. So here we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you. What's in here? Let's find out. Great. So here we have some, I bought 2 set of books from this seller, and they're both in here, and there's quite a surprise in here, and we're going to find out exactly what it is. So first and foremost, there are these 3 gems in here. Not Brand Ick. Oh, look at that. That's a little surprise bonus. Number 1 and number 2, they seemed very, I mean, like normally that's a book that I wouldn't order, but the condition looked so well and presented so well in the pictures that I thought this will make for a good, yep, look at this bad boy. It is near mint. Wow, look at this. There's a little sun shadow thingy over here, but it is beautifully presented. There are no tears, there are no creases. This looks to be unread, and wow, beautiful, beautiful copy of this book. Number 2 is just in a similar condition. Yep, really nice copy. It does have some spine ticks over here, which will probably drop this to either an 8 or an 8.5, but very nice copy indeed. Awesome. And I'll show you what the other one is that I got from them right now. So first of all, the price that I paid for this was $38.52. So it's not even 40 bucks, and it was described as VGFN. So very good, fine, at around like 5, I would say, between 4 and 5. Clearly much higher than that. And then they also listed this guy. Ooh, look at this bad boy. All right, so I knew that this one had some issues as far as like spine ticks. I knew that from what I could tell from the pictures, with the exception of the spine ticks, there shouldn't be any other surprises over here. It's a newsy edition, which is nice. Yep, there's a fold in here, which you can hardly tell, which could be pressed, which will probably get it into like, I want to say the 7.5-ish type of realm. Not too sure. Could be. Actually, it's not a fold. It's some sort of a crease that was formed either by something pressing on the book or whatnot, but it's color breaking, so clearly it's there. But this is a very fine, I'm sorry, this will definitely be a something between, I want to say between a 7 to a 7.5 with the good press. Otherwise, it's beautiful. It does have white pages. It doesn't have any marking or any tears or anything. And it's a newsstand edition. And for the price that I paid, which is 255 bucks, I'm happy. Now, this will, if I wanted to sell it, I'll probably be able to sell it to flip it and make like a quick hundo. If I graded it and it did came back a 7.5, there will potentially I could get like around like 400 bucks being that it is a newsstand edition. But what I do with books like this right now, when there's a lull and the prices are very competitive, should we say, I usually just buy them for my personal collection, because this is a book that will stand the test of time, in my opinion. In my personal opinion, Todd McFarlane is the king of comic books that's alive right now. And I think that a book like this will only go up in price. So every time that I see him between like 200 and 300 bucks, and if it's like a very fine or somewhere around like very fine, I will be on it, especially if it's a newsstand edition. So all these 3 books that came back from this seller were amazing to me and definitely fit the bill. Cool. So nothing big or something that anything that should excite you. This is a personal favorite artist of mine, Rand Holmes. I've been saving this book because it actually studies his art and collects it over here in this edition. I think this was printed by Fantagraphic. Yep. And it collects a lot of his short stories and talks about his life in depth over here. There's something over here. What is this? Some sort of, I don't know. Oh my God, what's this? I can't share this with you, but this is like, these are like cards that the seller put over here, and they're all kind of controversial. They're Flintstone graphic cards, I should say. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, this is a really cool book. It's very hard to find. Most of the Fantagraphic books that came out at the time were low print, and they usually collect some pretty prolific artists. Some of them I do respect. This is one of them, Rand Holmes. If you don't know Rand, he did a lot of underground cartoons back in the 70s, and his art is kind of is not like most of the artists at the time that were doing like more cartoony stuff. His stuff was a little bit more realistic and definitely very graphic, but not like perverted graphic like Robert Crumb. More like I mean, very, again, like artistic. And to me, he's a great cartoonist, great artist that I follow, and I wish that one day I could afford to buy some of his original art. So I'm happy with this. So this is a shocker, and this is what happens when you buy on eBay all the time. Well, not all the time, but rarely, but it does happen, is sometimes you get a crazy deal on books that most likely the seller didn't know what their value is or how to grade them. And this is such an instance. X-Men 266, first appearance of Gambit. I got this bad boy for $10 exactly, $10. And it seemed like it was in near mint condition when I looked at the pictures, and it does seem to be near mint now. Yep. The good news is that this book has 0 color breaking spine ticks, as in 0. They're all pressable, and it does have a slight fold over here on the side. Now this is all pressable, so I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to squeeze that into an either 9.6 or 9.8. So again, this is the reason why I shop on eBay, because I always get books for the price that I want them to be. I follow sellers all the time, and as soon as I see them listed, I usually do bins. I don't do auctions. Once in a while I will, but most of them, like 99% of my purchases, are bins, and that is exactly the reason why, because I always win and get my price without bidding, and sometimes I even get a steal, and this is one of those. Fun. This was a fun purchase. Saw this on, I think it was a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, and this was a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and the guy listed them from, what is it, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9, and it was like a really no-brainer. This one was going for $54, and they all seem to be like around like very fine-ish, and it's a cool series to own. I'm not too sure if this is a first printing or not, but what does it say? It's a third printing. Okay, so it's a third print, and very cool to own these books. I always wanted to have some of these. I'm not a big fan, but again, these were like a bargain price. You hardly get to see them at this price point. Usually they start at $100 or up, depending on conditions. So I'm happy I got these batch of books over here. Great. So I saw this, I think it was on Monday morning, listed at a crazy price and a crazy condition. Shock Suspense Stories, number 8. Now, before you flip and fall off your chair, let me tell you how much I paid for it, and then I'll tell you the scoop with this in a second. Paid $149, it's $150 for this. Now, it is incomplete, and if I'm not mistaken, it's missing 2 centerfolds in this book over here. Now, the most important thing for me is to make sure that this doesn't seem like restored or anything like this. Yeah, it is certainly missing some centerfolds over here. I mean, look at this. Wow. But the good news is that I actually got a coverless edition of this book as well. And so, to me, I will probably marry the centerfold that's missing over here with this book over here and get it to be complete. So this is, wow, look at this. This is incredible, amazing condition. Very, very nice. So $140 for an incomplete Shock Suspense Story, number 8. And sure enough, it is missing, of course, the centerpiece, 2 centerfold pieces, I think. And I have the coverless edition, which I will be able to marry with this book over here. So wow, look at the shape of this book. Unbelievable. All right, what do we have next? Holy shit. No way. I don't know what this is. This guy almost killed me right now. This guy, I just sliced it open, and this guy put a book over here to cover it, I guess, and I sliced it over here just now. Not cool, but that's fine. That's not what I ordered. It's probably just freebies that he threw in there. But let's find out what he did get in here. This is just a lesson. When you open anything that you get, don't slice it like I did just now, because you never know what's under it. And some people will do that. We'll pack them with unprotected books. But here's what's in here. Let's find out. Cool. So this is Titans #1. This is the French edition, the Lug edition. And this is it's not a common book to find. It looked to be like in around very fine condition, and which is why I got this. And it's a very popular French series that collected some American editions in it. And so this is the first issue of Titans, and I just thought it was cool. I could never find one in decent condition to own, and now I got one. And how much did I pay for it? $15 and 4 cents. Yeah, $21.13. Again, very, very cool. If you're into foreign edition comic books, then this is a very popular series of books that came out in France, and is quite collectible. So I'm happy to own the first copy in this series. And yeah, there are a couple of books over here that he included, which is just freebies, and one of them is worthless because I sliced it open. Got some here. Hope my wife doesn't see this piece of hair, and I'm gonna have a lot of splaining to do to her. Woo, look at this. So, wow, look at that. I don't know what this is. It's probably a cool lot that I ordered. I'm gonna find out exactly what's in it. There must have been something nice that I zoomed in on when I ordered this, and we're gonna find out what it is right now. Millie the Model, number 153, and kind of like goodish, very goodish. Met About Millie, number 6. Could be pressed and get into be a VG. Millie the Model 177, again, pretty much the same condition. They're all nice and glossy, which is nice. Chili, number 5. Chili, number 8. Kit Cult, 217. These are all like VG, good, very VG. Kit Cult, 215. This was just like a fun little lot that probably didn't cost much, and I saw fit to order, and I'm glad I did. I rarely do lots, as I said earlier, but this I don't regret because it had some old classic Marvel Millie comic books in here. Some of them are Silver Age, which are fun stories to own. This one I paid $16.40. Let me see this. Yep. And it's all in there, I think. So that's the Shock Suspense Stories coverless edition. Remember the one I just showed you right now? And so this is the coverless version. That's the coverless version that I paid about $40 for, and I want to check it out and see if it matches. Yeah, so there you have it. It's the same book. It's just that this is the complete version, the one with the cover, and this the coverless one that has the centerfold pieces that are missing here. And I'm gonna find out right now what it looks like in the interior. So we're missing off from page 7, 8, and then so we're missing from 8 to 1 of Seat No More story. I'm gonna leave her right here and gonna find out exactly where are you? Yep. So this does have the page, the interior pages that are missing. Where are they? 8. That story. What is that? Yeah. So here's where this stops. The story ends over here. And that's what we're gonna add to this book. So I'm glad I got both of them, and I can complete this whole book. And overall, it cost me, I think it came out to almost $200 for a beautiful copy of Shock Suspense Stories number 8, which I'm gonna have to, again, it's gonna be married. It's if I'm ever gonna grade it, it's probably gonna be flagged as conserved, or however they label it, qualified, or whatever the case may be. But the most important thing is the condition of that is very, very nice, and I'm very happy to own these two copies, which I'm gonna make into one. You know what? Let's do some boxes now. Let's do some boxes, because I'm very curious to see what we got with the boxes here. So this is probably from the same seller that I bought the complete Frank Miller Dark Knight Batman stories. Like I said, I bought a lot of stuff from that seller. And again, this is all inventoried stuff. Looks like it was a previous store owner inventory that was cleared out. And this is probably what this is. These are Spider-Man #1, Todd McFarlane. So nothing really major with this. But these are the bagged versions. I got a count of 60 of them from this seller. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me run that back. Yeah, I got a count of 60 of the bagged and 60 of the unbagged of this, and these are perfect. They're sealed. I paid, I think it was $250 each with shipping, or was it? Yeah, it's $250 with shipping for each one, which came out to $276. So these came out to about like $4 a copy, and I'm not gonna go through all of them, but they're all here, and I'm gonna count them later. So this is what's in here. And by the way, I'm gonna share the link for the store of this seller over here, because I actually ended up just a couple of days ago buying 150 copies more of this Spider-Man #1. It's all the silver edition, by the way. So he has more copies in his store for really good prices if you're collectors and you're looking to get these. Wow, this is really nice. So yeah, there's all of these Spider-Man silvers in here, and they all seem to be, well, the description was that they're near mint, and I doubt that they're not. So I got like 120 over here. Both of them together cost me about $500. And like I said, it's a split of 60 of them in the bag and 60 are not. And I'm waiting to get 150 more copies from him or her coming here shortly. And they still have more in the store, going for about like $3 or $4 a pop. Now, if you know anything about these books, they're common as dirt. Of course, there's plenty of them, but there's a huge demand for McFarlane books. Of course, you can always inspect them thoroughly and find the 9/8 candidates and then get them submitted, or maybe get Todd to sign some of them whenever the signing does occur. But you don't even have to go through that extent, because this book, any day, all day, is between $10 and $15 in near mint. It just so happens to be that this seller wanted to clear out the inventory among other books, and so they listed it at a bargain price, and I love bargain prices. Oh, and they threw in some bonus books, by the way. How nice. Some bonus Spider-Man Venom trade paperbacks were threw in. Wow, very, very cool. So I'm really happy with this seller. And again, if I haven't done so already after the edit, I will share the link for this seller. And you can definitely go and scoop up some goodies from him or her for a bargain price. And I think that this is another batch of books that I got from the same seller, because it feels like it weighs that much. So I'm pretty sure that that's some more of the Batman books that I ordered. I ordered a few of them. Like I said, I ordered, I think it was 4 of the complete Frank Miller Dark Knight, and then a few others in. So yeah, that's that. Yep, that's the rest of them. Beautiful. Oh wow. They threw in some bonus Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, which is cool. I didn't order that. But this is the other thing that I got. This was on that seller's store for buy one, get one free for $8. And these are the first edition of Arkham Asylum. They're still sealed. And wow, that's great. So I should have 16 copies over here of this. And they're all great books to own. And of course, you could probably flip those for between $20 to $30 while they're still sealed. And to get them for actually $4, because it's buy one, get one free. Heck of a bargain. And again, you should scoop their store because they still have more copies. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I got 6 copies instead of 8. Is that correct? Yeah, I ordered 6. I said 8, but I ordered 6, so I got 12 over here. An amazing deal. Cool. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 1, 1968 classic book. It's a 5.5 grade from CGC. Again, I saw it, and the price was already good at like $70, I think. I sent them an offer for $55 plus shipping, and I got it for $63 shipped. From what I saw in the pictures, and I knew that was the case, this has a suntan over here, like a this is a bit tanned over here. So I'm not gonna temper with it or anything like that, but I'm happy with this. Otherwise, it's in great condition and really, really nice. I don't see any other flaws in here other than that tan over there. So that's probably why it got like that gray, but it's in really good shape. 5.5, good tone. I think it's a pretty good grade considering all these factors over here. So I'm just happy to get it for $60. It's a great book to own, a great series. No, this is the whole run, probably number 1's over here, of Rachel Rising, number 1. And this one is actually signed by the man Terry Moore. I saw this I was always following Terry's work ever since Strangers in Paradise. And this is one of his latest creations. Not from the same time, but the price that I saw it for was just like incredible. I paid $74 for the whole run. This is issues 1 to 42. It's the complete run of Rachel Rising. And it also has a later edition of issue number 1. So there's 1 signed and 1 reprint, and they're all in here, so that's great. And they're all bagged and boarded. What else can you ask for? Here. Surprise, surprise. So, this is Sherry the Showgirl. So, Sherry the Showgirl is a very rare book to, series to own, particularly this cover over here. This is a Stan Lee production, believe it or not, with Dan DeCarlo manning the art. And like I said, it's a very, very, very rare book to own. It rarely comes out on. It's an Atlas comic, and I saw it, and as soon as I saw it, it was for a very, very reasonable price, and I had to buy it. I paid, sorry, $81 for this. Actually, I take that back. I'm not too sure if Stan Lee wrote this. He could have, but it is Stan Lee. Actually, it says so right here. So Stan Lee, Dan DeCarlo, and again, it's a very fragile book. It will probably come back either anywhere between 3 and 4, but it is complete, and it has these 2 folds over here and a tiny, start of a tear over here, so we do not temper with it too much, which will obviously cost us some points. But this is, like I said, it's a very rare book to own at any grade, and very happy to own this. Here we have Betty and Veronica, number 320. I almost wish that this book would be Betty and Veronica, issue number 420, for funny reasons. But other than that, it's first Cherry Blossom, and this book has at some point really exploded in price and has calmed down since, but they're still kind of hard to come by in a complete condition like this. Looks like it needs a slight realignment over here, pressing and realignment to get to restore it back to its normal shape, but it's definitely seems like a nice glossy and bright copy of this. They're going for anything between, at this condition, once it's pressed, it's probably going to be around like 7.75, I would say. I may be able to get it to 8. Well, depends on how strong the staples are gonna hold in a cover realignment. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be very, very happy. I'm happy as it is because I only paid about $70 for this. Yeah, $68.89. So yep, had to have this copy. I have a couple other copies which are in worse condition than this. So this is a really, really nice copy to own. I'm not too sure if they came in direct editions or they're all newsstands, but very you could call it like a minor key now, but it is a key nonetheless, an Archie key, and I love it. So this is a lot of books that I've ordered. It was just like a random purchase. I think there were like a count of 70 or something books in here, and some of them were of interest. And well, let's just open her up and just see what's in here instead of me refreshing my memory with my purchase over here. Let me just do this live with you to see what I got in this collection here. So no surprise here, they're not all bagged and boarded. They're just stashed, crammed into the bag. They're not really badly bent or in any bad shape, but I'm considering their condition. It didn't do them any further damage to extend the shape of their current state right now. So there's like Ghost Rider, Infinity War, High Adventure. These are just like your run-of-the-mill regular 80s books. Deathlock, this guy, Cable, Gambit #2, Silver Sable. Yep, nothing really exciting so far. We're probably going to find out why I bought this in a few minutes. As soon as we're going to get to the gritty stuff, the nitty-gritty stuff. It's like a poor shape X-Men #1. I mean, look at this. This is horrible. Oh, of course, Super Pro. Gotta have Super Pro. All right, so there's a nice G.I. Joe, later G.I. Joe 143 over here, which is in dismal shape. Still holding to the staples, but it's obviously not in a great shape. Well, here's another one that's Iron Man 282, which is in not too good a shape at all. And 283. There's a Weapon X Wolverine Marvel Comics Present #72, which is in about like fine-ish. Yada yada. Infinity War again. There's this guy. Wow, this is bad. Marvel Masterpieces. Captain America. So yeah, there's like these 3 copies over there that are of interest, but they're not in desirable shape. It's a copy of Wizard magazine. I don't know what this is. The Spider-Man and Power Pack. How many of those have you come across? This is an X-Men little book over here. There's some Wolverines over here, which are in decent shape. They're more modern. What's in this bag? Let's see. Dark Horse X. Oh, here's another one. Amazing Spider-Man McFarlane 328. Thank God this one's bagged. I mean, the bag is horrible, but I mean, let's see how it is inside. Yeah, it's nice. It's looks like a 90-ish, 8590. Fumity. Punisher X-Force #2. Secret Wars #1, second DP7, Firestarter. That's a cool book. Red Sonja, Mutants 19. Oh, here we go. So we got some giant size Defenders #4, which is in horrible shape. The giant size Fantastic Four #5, which seems to be like in a fine-ish type of condition. Giant size Defenders #3, which at some point had its 15 minutes of fame. I'm not too sure what they're going for right now in this condition. They're probably $20. And giant size Avengers, also #4. This is Howard the Duck, which is pretty cool. Fantastic Four 155, which is in okay condition. Bangor. Astonishing Tales #24. Okay, so this is the reason why I bought these. These were cool horror Marvel bronze books. Fantastic Four 132, #130 in dismal shape. Okay, here's a cool one. Beware of the Claws of the Cat #2, which seems to be in fine-ish condition. And of course, there's also Beware of the Claws of the Cat #1. And I think that's what piqued my interest when I saw this lot. Looks to be in kind of goodish. I mean, I could probably press it to be a very, very good, but still a cool book. Hulk 165. Master Kung Fu 16, which is the second appearance of Shang-Chi, which is cool. There's a Conan 30 over here. Call 12. Creatures on the Loose, number 19. Beware, number 5. Dracula, number 15. So there you have it. So actually, that was a really good purchase. I can't remember, did I pay like $50 for it, I think so. I'm gonna find out right now. Yeah, it was like, well, with taxes and shipping and all that stuff, it came to 69, well, $70. So yeah, for $70 getting these, this run over here, I mean, these are probably approximately on average about like $10 a pop over here. That just made up for the whole collection, and I probably can just flip these on Whatnot or somewhere else. But yeah, this was a cool little purchase as well. And again, I don't do a lot of lots. I don't usually buy lots, but sometimes when the picture jumps at you and you see like something like Beware the Claws of the Cat number 1, which I think was front and center in that lot, I couldn't resist myself. So let's put this aside. Wow, there's a lot of packages, huh? We still got a few more left. And I know there are a couple of surprises here. So, you ready for this? I think I know what this is, because that's pretty much down to the wire now. And I've been waiting to actually open that book for a while I was going through this whole thing. So I hope this is it. And it is. You ready for this? I'm ready for this because I don't know what shape it's going to be. I know that this could be, well, I know for a fact that it has some glue in it because the seller and I were in dialogue when we got this. Nonetheless, Action Comics number 61. It looked great in the pictures when I saw the listing, and like I said, the seller had a few books. I didn't know what the condition was. It's hard to tell. Oh my God, look at this. Wow. Look at the gloss on this book. Unbelievable. Oh my God. That is insane. Now, I know that there are some, there's some glue over, yep, that's what I figured. The seller, I think, the seller, I think that the original owner, because the seller wasn't too clear about anything about this book when I asked them questions. But there are some, you see some glue that held the tape, and there's some writing over here as well, probably the name of the original owner of the book as well as displayed on top of the page over here. But this is cool because let me just make sure this is complete and there's no other issues other than that. It looks like it's also glued over here. But yep. Yeah, that looks to be complete. I'm going to sit down and look at the, count the pages to make sure that they're fine. But this spine is near perfect. It's really, really nice. I wouldn't be surprised if it's slightly restored because it just looks, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell. I'm trying to determine whether there's some elements of restoration here or not. But regardless, just to own this book, see here, nope. Just to own this piece of history in such a nice glossy shape. Whether this comes, well, it's definitely, if we're going to grade it, it's going to come back restored for sure, just because of the tape, the glue in there. But what grade will they assign this book? I won't be surprised if it will be a 5.0, to be honest, because it does look very, very nice. What did I pay for this? So here's the story. He listed it for $500. And I did ask him a lot of questions because when I saw the pictures, it looked like it was really nice. The cover looked very glossy in the pictures. And then when the seller was ready to ship this item to me, they said, oops, we came across a boo-boo over here and it looks like there's tape in the interior. At which point I was kind of disappointed, but not really. I was kind of debating whether to keep on owning for $500. And then I said, look, I'm willing to do this for $300. I think that's what I ended up paying for this book, or otherwise let's just cancel it. And the seller agreed to do that. So I think it's a super reasonable price, all depending on what the grade of this book is going to be. I'm pretty sure it's, well, you know, we already know that there's a glue happening there in the staple. I'm looking for this book while I'm chatting with you. Yeah, so I paid $325 for this, which is, to me, to own this for $325. This is, you know, Action Comics number 61. Wow. So I'm happy, and I'm definitely going to grade this as is. I'm not going to mess with this any further, and let's see how this comes back, at what grade, and what level of restoration is involved in here. But regardless if it's restored or not restored, I'm happy with this, happy with the price, and this goes straight to the vault. This goes to my PC, and I'm happy, a happy camper. And that leaves us with one more book. So this I saved for last because that's the only book that came in as FedEx. So I know already what this is. And my wife and I were watching a movie the other night. And while we were watching a movie, I saw this on my feed, on my eBay feed, that is. And I was like, what the hell is that? No idea. Never seen this in my life, and you know what this book is? Ta-da! No, that's a bonus book. Very cool for the seller to actually throw this in. But what this really is, it's this. Now, what is this book, you're asking me? This is Superman number 2, Japanese edition from 1945. Wow. Like, wow. I mean, we just wrapped up a war with Japan before this, and this is a Japanese edition of Superman number 2. Now, I was researching this like everywhere, and I just couldn't find anything about this, like nothing. It's a Win Mortimer cover. And yet this does exist. I had no idea what to pay for this, but the guy says that his parents own a comic book store that has liquidated all their inventory. I guess it was called True Value. Or no, it's not called True Value. I guess that's what they use to assess the price and call it True Value. But anyways, long story short, we didn't know how to approach this, so he wanted $300 for it. I sent him an offer. He refused to take an offer. He ended up giving me like $10 a discount on this. But I'm just happy to own this because this is just incredible in my eyes. I've never seen or heard of a Japanese 1945 Superman. If you guys see this video and you know anything about this, clue me in the comments and let me know what I have in my hands here. But I'm just happy to own this piece of history over here. Superman number 2 from 1945, Japanese edition. Obviously, it's a pretty crappy grade, but who's kidding who? I mean, like, I've just never seen anything like this. Wow. So there you have it. that's my batch of books. I'm still waiting on a few more. Like I said, I'm waiting on a few more books from the seller that sold me the Spider-Man number 1 silver edition. There's 150 more of those coming. And by the way, they lower the price on them for, like, I think it was ended up being $2 a pop. I paid $300 for 150 copies plus shipping, so that's like probably another bargain. I have another major grail that's coming over here for me, to me at least, next week. I'm just waiting on it right now, and I'm going to share this with you on my next video, on my next edition. Let me know what you think. This was like a really long video over here, covering all my purchases. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know what do you think, how I did. And of course, if you're interested in some of these things, some of them I won't depart with, but some of them I will sell, obviously, as you've clearly seen some of the warehouse finds over there of Spidey books. I'm selling. The complete Batman Frank Miller's I'm selling. So if you see anything you like, definitely hit me in the comments or let me know and we can talk. See ya.